This is why F1 drivers don't matter anymore.
And I think now we're just at the point where we're starting to realise the power of that data and how we can use it through the generative AI.
And there's nothing the FIA can do about it, at least for the next 4 seasons. Formula 1 used to be about the best driver taking insane risks to put the car on pole.
I have a feeling that the stewards will have something to say to these two about this. It's enough already.
But now, supercomputers are ruining everything. It's controlling the driver.
It's still very complicated.
How different it feels drivability-wise, the engine.
The power output.
Well, I just got totally swallowed up down the straight.
And turning Max and Lewis into passenger princesses. But first, there's how complicated these cars have become to drive. Instead of just managing things like tire temperature, a little bit of battery with ERS, and figuring out what kind of brake bias to use in each corner, drivers were forced to completely relearn the concept of driving an F1 car.
Feels different. Feels very different. For me, the biggest thing is how different it feels drivability-wise, the engine, the downshifts, the upshifts, everything seems quite a bit different to last year.
Max literally called it unnatural and counterintuitive. I'm talking about the completely new driving styles that completely eliminate the driver from the equation. But before I get to that, I have to show you what has changed. In 2008, the FIA introduced a brand new control electronics unit called SECU, or Standard Electronics Control Unit.
The CQ is positioned here on the floor underneath the driver. The CQ is the heart of the car. It takes all the information from the driver interface, the steering wheel, and then uses it to control the engine, the gearbox, and all the systems on the car.
Its main purpose wasn't to help teams get faster, but to make sure no one adds driver aids like traction control or engine braking management. But most teams quickly found out that these systems can be programmed, which led to the start of engine mapping. It was fair and controlled entirely by a human being doing calculations to determine the right engine mapping, and is why you usually hear things like this.
Strat 13.
But then we reached the 2026 regulations, and everything changed. Since the unit evolved with the rest of the technology, it became smarter and smarter, giving teams the opportunity to use it for energy management as well. And with 50% of a Formula 1 car relying on electrical power, it means that almost everything is now controlled by a computer. I mean, Oscar even noted in Belgium that qualifying is mostly determined by what kind of engine mapping the engine is loaded. But it gets even worse, because these units are not only using preloaded data from engineers anymore. Recently, it is also smart enough to use something engineers call forward thinking. Basically, the unit is now building a picture of what's happening on track, like driver inputs and track evolution, then adapting the car to use the most optimal energy deployment for getting around a lap. This is mostly responsible for qualifying, but drivers can override it using the boost button. It basically acts like an AI, constantly learning what's happening and feeding predictive information to itself, which can then be used to adapt the performance of every lap. But here's the problem, because now it is directly affecting the driving styles. Historically, drivers were defined by an instinctual style of driving.
The line in 130 and Alonso having none of it, straight around the outside.
Senna stabbed the throttle mid-corner. Schumi mastered trail braking. And Alonso could adapt to any car that didn't have a Honda power unit. Racing was decided by whoever found that extra tenth or took that extra risk in the corners. But now making the difference is actually a liability. And it's so bad in 2026 that Ollie believes drivers have to adapt to a new normal. It's not just that it's complicated for the drivers having to manage the throttle perfectly, as we heard from James Vowles at the start of the season, but these decisions are taken up to 4 seconds where the drivers are thinking instead of focusing on a lap. Yeah, that's 2 seconds longer than it will take you to hit that subscribe button. But driving these cars is so complicated that engine mapping is vital to take mental strain off the driver. The only problem is that the computer is constantly learning and adapting, making decisions that a normal driver wouldn't make. Like when Lando overtook Lewis in Japan.
Lando Norris and the McLaren man is able to get by.
The Brit made it clear that this wasn't his intention. The car just pushed out so much battery power that he had no choice. Now, I'm not saying that the cars are driving themselves yet, but I think we're heading in that direction, which I'll get to in a second. But what's really frustrating the drivers is the fact that they no longer have the control to drive their own race, and it's mostly felt in qualifying. I mean, Oscar went on record after the Belgium Grand Prix to say that quali is basically determined by whose computer behaves and whose doesn't. And Max didn't overtake Gasly and Suzuka because the battery would punish him on the following straight.
It was just very hard to pass. I mean, I could pass, but then I would get repassed straight away because my battery would be empty.
It feels like the drivers are forced to drive the car exactly to what the computer wants, and if they don't, it just takes over. Instincts are no longer rewarded, creating almost a generic driving style that every driver now needs to follow. And since it isn't perfect yet, it is completely destroying the on-track product. Sometimes the computer makes calculations that just don't reflect the real-world situation, like what happened to George.
To take second position, Max Verstappen goes from first to third, and Russell!
I mean, that entire crash crash, and the 5-second penalty that cost Hamilton could have been prevented if these cars were just in control of the drivers and not fucking ChatGPT. We even need to question overtakes, because when Piastri passed Lewis through Eau Rouge, was it really driver skill or just Lewis's computer forcing him to cede the position to gain more battery power later on in the lap? It just kind of feels like everything is becoming generic and beyond the control of the drivers, and when you don't follow the rules of the computer, you're basically Alex in Miami. Albon didn't keep the computer happy during the prep lap, which essentially ruined his quali run.
There's some deployment stuff that, to be honest with you, happens to, I think, a lot of the HPP powered cars, but when it matters, it strikes. So
instead of focusing on warming the tires for a flying lap, the drivers need to think about what the supercomputer wants. And I get it, drivers still need to turn the steering wheel, they still need to adjust the brake bias for certain corners and manually activate active aero. But how long before these supercomputers now completely take over? Anyone who's been following the sport already knows just how much AI is being used in Formula 1. They run billions of scenarios every weekend to come up with the ideal strategy for the race. Williams have partnered with Anthropic to use their Claude model. In fact, technologies such as AI are one of the biggest expenditures across F1 teams, accounting for more than $700 million in 2025. It is even used in simulators that constantly monitor a driver's style and then helps them make adjustments to improve. Since Formula 1 is the pinnacle of technology development, we could find ourselves in a world where the cars are almost driving themselves. I know it might seem stupid to hardcore fans, but I bet if you told someone a decade ago that F1 was going to turn into this kind of shit show in 2026, they would have told you how crazy you are. As technology just keeps on evolving, drivers might one day just be a thing of the past. You only have to look at the Abu Dhabi Autonomous Racing League. While these cars are nowhere close to a Formula 1 car doing random shit like this.
And then we've got contact into the wall.
I mean, it's fucking incredible to even imagine there's a competition for this, but the rate at which they are evolving could truly become a massive problem in the future, making Lewis and Max completely irrelevant in the sport. At the Belgian GP, Verstappen even said the drivers don't matter anymore, and they're being punished by trying to make a difference. It is also why we see rookie drivers such as Hadjar only being about 2/10 off his teammate through quali all season. I mean, we also have 4 more years left of these regulations, which means the tech will keep on evolving, but the core basis of the rules stays the same. Even Oscar called it out when he said that the same computer systems and self-learning tools are going to be present no matter how much extra fuel is being pumped into the engine. Which brings me to what the FIA need to do to protect the integrity of the sport. Currently, the FIA have a rule in place called Article B19.1. It states that a driver should be in the car alone and unaided. But unless the FIA take a more heavy-handed approach to limiting the use of AI by the teams in the garage, this doesn't make any difference. One of the most efficient solutions would be to take the cars back to their raw form. If the FIA introduced the V8 engines in 2030, they also need to look at how much tech has been added into these cars. Look, engine mapping will never disappear, but the information used for the mapping needs to go back to drivers' feedback and engineering calculations instead of sensors feeding data into supercomputers and doing all the work. Formula 1 needs to go back to a more raw form of racing, where the driver is the one controlling every element of the car and not being punished for deviating from what the computer wants.
Oh my good lord! I can't believe he did that! That was from so far away!
I'm not even sure the drivers still have the technical knowledge we saw from Schumacher and Senna, who frequently overruled their team's calls. But what is clear is that Formula 1 drivers are slowly becoming less and less relevant, and I don't think it's getting any better next season. At least things are looking up for Ferrari, but there's still something seriously wrong with that Maranello power unit. Check out this video to see what I'm talking about, and as always, thanks for watching.